just because I got to go run somewhere real fast. All right, guys. So what we're going to do in this group chat is I asked you guys in Facebook what you guys wanted to cover. And I added up everything because I'm being fair and I just cover whatever you guys feel like covering. And it said that you guys wanted to do, what got the most things was advanced message negotiation or message negotiation in general, which is good you guys say that because that shows that you're about the basics. People that are successful in this business focus on the basics. They get really, really, really good at the basics, which means they get good at putting up ads and responding to ads and responding to leads and, making sure their ads stick. They're good at appraisals. And last week, all we did was appraisals. We did simple and advanced appraisal strategies and appraisal drills all the time. So we got everyone really good at appraisals on last Thursday. And then we got negotiating. You got to be able to get people down in price. So that's kind of the stuff I like to talk about on these group chats because I don't want to teach you guys a bunch of stuff that make you feel good, but you don't make any money. That would be kind of silly. That's not my job. My job is to teach you guys stuff that actually works. And if in your free time you want to go watch the YouTube videos on how to get past iCloud lock phones, that's cool. But that's not something I'm going to go over. Oh, Feldon wants the free phones. Well, yeah, maybe we'll do a chat on that, guys. I'll show you guys the secret website. You can buy iPhone Maxes for free. They'll just ship them to you for free. They'll even pay you. They'll give you $100 every one that you take, and they're fully working, and they're unlocked, and they're fully paid off, and they're guaranteed clean IMEI, and they're signed by Apple themselves. What's up, Yev? So in this group chat, now a couple of people mentioned wholesalers. So what do you guys mean by wholesalers when you said wholesalers? I'm not 100% sure what that means. They got a couple things. So we'll talk about wholesalers for 3 minutes since wholesalers aren't going to really make any money. And then we'll go over negotiating since negotiating is what's going to make you some money. So let me open up a new. We're going to close that right there. So if anyone voted for wholesalers, let me know in the chat what exactly you mean by wholesalers. Just so I want to make sure if I cover something, it's the correct thing. And I'm not thinking of a wholesaler different than you think of a wholesaler. Buy an iPhone 6 for $98, sell it for $100. Yev, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, we don't do anything like that. I like to make $50 minimum profit, high-end phones, $100 plus. Last phone I picked up, I'm making $150 to $200 on it. No problem. All right, well, I guess we're not talking about that. We're going to go into negotiating, which is where the money's at anyway. So Chris Kripe sent me negotiating. And, guys, if you guys ever have anything you want me to go over, post it in Next Level. Sometimes I need negotiating stuff. Sometimes I need it. I need negotiating stuff to go over. So like Brandon does a great job of posting conversations so I can look at it. And Brandon saw, I think a few days ago, I gave really good feedback on one thing because negotiating is really important. And sometimes I'll pick conversations from there to go over. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over a conversation from Mr. Chris Kripe. Of course, you guys have heard me say this before, but once you get really good at negotiating, that's what's going to kind of put you ahead of everyone else. When you're getting a gazillion leads, and it's really easy to get 30, 40, 50 leads a day, and you're really good at negotiating, and your appraisals are only appraisals can get good at appraisals really fast. You make $100,000 a year in this business. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to make a lot of money in this business. Everyone here has the ability to make at least $1,000 a week in profit in this business, if not significantly more. You have the tools, you have the information. It's just up to you to go through the training and go out there and implement it. And of course, as you guys know, there is a 4-part process for doing $10,000 to $20,000 a month. Everyone I talk to that makes this kind of money does this process. They put ads up on all the platforms. So an ad a day on Letgo and the general, the free, and the services. Ad on OfferUp, ad on Marketplace, ads. 8 ads on Craigslist, 4 in the morning, 4 at night. Ads on Facebook groups, about 8 ads posted on Facebook groups. And of course, if you're doing the paid ads, which is great to do, then you do the paid ads. That's the thing. You got to do this daily. So like I would ask you right now, if business is slow, Feldon's in our VIP group. So when you're in the VIP thing, you can set up a call with me whenever. So Feldon set up a call. Me and Feldon, we're talking today. Guys, Feldon is at about $25,000, $26,000 in sales. Guys, how many times, what do you think his ads are? You think he's putting up ads every day or once or twice a week and then he's kind of skipping it out? He's getting 50 plus leads a day. He's getting 50 plus leads a day. You guys want to know how I was getting 50 plus leads a day? It's no secret. It's no secret I was getting 50 plus leads a day. He's putting ads in all the platforms. Ads in all the platforms, and he's using multiple accounts. It's not that hard to, it's a process, guys. A lot of people think making money is luck or it's just something that just happens. It's not. It's just actions. You just have to know the actions it take, and then you make money. Just like anything else, right? If you wanted to, let's say I wanted to, I don't know, what I wanted to do. If I wanted to grow my hair out, I just wouldn't cut my hair. If I wanted to grow my hair out, I wouldn't cut my hair for a few months and it would grow. It's just kind of a law, just how things work. Then the second thing is we got the reach out method. You got to do the reach out method. Reach out method is free money. I saw George and I think a couple other people post. They picked up some phones just a couple days ago with the reach out method. It's free money. It's free money. You reach out to people. I picked up phone today that I'm going to make $120 to $170 profit on from a repeat customer that I initially got, during the reach out method. Reach out method's great. 20 plus reach out method people a day. Got to respond to all the leads fully. So every now and then, guys, someone says, Aaron, my business is not working. So I say, okay, let's talk about the business. So they'll come in a group chat and I'll look at everything. And this one person I remember I was looking at their ads. They were posting a couple times a week. And then I looked at the ad. They only responded to like 40% of the leads. Well, that's like two big problems right there that could hurt your business. If you're not responding to all the leads or you're responding to only 40% of the leads, that's going to hurt your business a lot. If you're putting up ads on Monday and ads on Thursday and that's going to hurt your business a lot. You guys agree with me on that? So you got to respond to all the leads and you got to go through the script. And even if you're not good at it, you got to stay with it. Who is it? I think it was Kevin. I don't know if Kevin's on here or not, but he posted, we did a couple breakdowns of his conversations and they were good. He was doing things kind of out of order, but he was fully committed. He was staying in the conversation. He wasn't letting his emotions get the best of him, right? And it's your job to control your emotions. You create your emotions. There's no excuse for, not controlling your emotions. He controlled his emotions. He was just kind of doing the wrong stuff. It was very good. I gave him some tips, and like the next day, his stuff, he went from like here, it was okay. He went from here to here, like in a day. It was very good. And then, of course, you got to go through training. Better information, better actions, better results, right? Keep doing what you've always done. You'll keep getting what you've always got. So my question, guys, would be, how many of these things have you done so far today? How many ads have you put up on how many platforms? How many people did you reach out to? How many leads have you responded to and stayed fully in the conversation? And then how much training have you gone through? Now, this counts as training, of course. I just want to let you guys know, guys, everyone here has the ability to do $1,000 a week in profit, if not more, but it's up to you. You got to do this consistently. You got to follow the formula. It might not be sexy. It might not be new, but it does work. The business works if you work it. So let's go ahead and break this down right now. So someone tell me something. Someone tell me something when it comes to message negotiation. When it comes to, guys, I need to know some rules. When it comes to message negotiation, someone tell me something. Brendan says follow up with 5 to 10 people. Yeah, it's good to follow up with people. It's good to follow up with people. You should absolutely be doing that as well. Guys, Chris doesn't have a car. He's been doing $300 plus days. And that's, Chris, is that total sales or is that profit? I'm just curious. Is that, Chris Kripe, it's probably not that impressive. It's probably just sales. It can't, oh, it's profit. Damn, Chris Kripe says it's profit, guys. Chris has been doing $300 plus days profit. Chris, so what happens? I mean, you don't have a car. You just get everyone to come to you? Oh, I see. Chris gets everyone to come to him, guys. Doing $300 plus days. Chris, that is fantastic. Fantastic. Felden's averaging $250 daily profit. That's fantastic, guys. Fantastic. And where were you a couple months ago, Felden? What were you just doing a couple months ago? Like in November, what was the total profit? I love that. All right, and then I gotta, where is Brandon says RWOCM after first offer. Fantastic. JK. Lowball them hard. All right, so we got our guys, the customer responds to a lead. So they see an ad, they get excited, they take action, they respond to us. Then we got to figure out what they have. We got to figure out the phone, condition, carrier. Then what we got to do is we got to make an offer. Sometimes they accept it, a lot of times they don't, so we got to close them. And then once we close them, we got to go for the meetup. And everything can be messed up. You can actually mess up a meetup. So we like to lead by lead with soft phrases, and we like to lock down one piece at a time, one idea per message. So we're going to figure out, ask a question about the phone, ask a question about the carrier, ask a question about the condition. Same thing with the meetup. I lock down the place first or the time. When would you like to meet? Oh, you can meet now. All right, great. Is there any way we can meet here? And I send the address to the gas station by me. We're not going to go in micro steps. It's going one little piece at a time. We're not going to jump ahead. Sometimes people get too excited and they jump ahead too far in this process, and that can come off a little needy and a little desperate. We want to go just one little step. So like for the meetup, we're going to figure out, they accept it. All right, fine, you got a deal, 200. Sounds great, comma. When would you like to meet? Well, I get off work at 5, so say 5:30. All right, cool. Is there a certain, there's a quick trip, and then I always try to get them to come to me. Could we meet here, question mark? So it's very smooth because it's one little step and another step and another step, and that's soft phrases as well. So guys, and then how many offers do we make before we pull out of the conversation? What's the minimum offers we make before we leave? 3 says min. 3 is good. I like 5. 5 offers minimum before leaving convo. And this is the minimum, guys. This is just a rule. So if you're just getting started, this is a good rule to follow. Sometimes, guys, you got to stay in there for sometimes, guys, you got to stay in there for, sometimes you got to stay in there 10, 15 times. Sometimes you can get the feel of people, and sometimes you know that they just need some time to try to sell it themselves, and you know they're not. So sometimes you got to, you make a few offers, and then you pull out, and you wait a day or two, and then you follow up with them when they're a little bit soft. When they realize that just because they bought the iPhone 7 Plus for $600 3 years ago, they're not going to be able to get it for that much now. Some people don't understand the value of phones. It's like houses, right? Houses can retain their value. So you could buy a house, you could live in it, you could buy a house for $200,000, correct? You could live in it for 8 years, and then you might be able to sell it based on the market for $200,000, right? So some people think that phones might be like that. So sometimes people need to allow the market to discipline them, and that, damn, I ain't really going to get the same amount that I paid for, right? So sometimes people need time, and I can sense that now. Sometimes I got to, let some people go. Now, sometimes I can move them along, but sometimes you can get a sense that, all right, this person's going to have to go through the pain. This one guy, he sold me a couple phones, and he goes, oh, this guy's told me that he'll ship it. I could ship it to him, and I'll make $850, right? He posted it on OfferUp, and the guy's like, the prospect, like, he's telling me this in person as I'm buying the phones. He goes, the guy told me he would give me more money than I was asking for if he shipped it to me, if I shipped it to him. And I'm like, so guys, the thing is, when someone has an idea, it's hard for them, it's hard for you to you can change their perspective, but you have to do it in an elegant way. So, I'm trying to slowly poke holes. I'm like, well, is that safe to do? He's like, oh, yeah, he said he's going to pay me on PayPal. Okay, so is that safe? There's no way there's no way they can scam you. So, all right. So, well, just be careful with it. I might call PayPal, but hey, that sounds good, right? If it doesn't work out, let me know. Guess who ended up selling me that phone a week later after he shipped it, had to reverse the shipping and get it sent back to him because he realized it was a scam. So did Aaron. So sometimes you do have to let the marketplace discipline people. But in the beginning, you shouldn't be worried about that. If you're not doing $20,000, $30,000 a month, you're probably not at that point yet, and you're probably losing a lot of deals by just not having good negotiating and making lots of offers. So in the beginning, it's actually better to kind of overstep your boundaries and be a little bit too pushy till you balance it out. And everyone has to go through this. It's just a thing. Everyone has to go through this because no one was born, and no one's born like a awesome negotiator from birth. So you have to go through the learning phase, and a lot of the learning phase is kind of going too far and then kind of averaging out a little bit and then getting a feel for it, if that makes sense. Being able to sense you can start to sense people's egos and their emotions and almost like the way they feel in their soul after you do enough negotiatings. But you have to go through that process of, you're still going to get phones, guys. Guys, don't get me wrong, team. Everyone here is going to get phones when you do the right stuff. But, you kind of got to you go through a little learning curve till it really become fine-tuned and you get really, really, really good at it. So let's go ahead and see what Chris Crive has for me. Chris says, or this dude says, I have an iPhone X open carrier, a little less than 2 years of Apple Care. Need cell for food. It is activated under Straight Talk. I played 1 year in Apple Store at mall. Please contact me. So tell me something, guys, because what we're going to do is I want everyone here to be able to get the sense the person is through their message. Are they the kind of person that talks a lot and they're kind of funny and they're almost like this girl I bought a phone from? She was almost kind of flirting with me. She was really high energy, so I'm really high energy back to her today. It was one of the phones I bought today. Some people, guys, are right to the point. Some people are really invested. So let's see. Tell me what you think. I'll tell you what I think, but I want to get your opinion on this type of person. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak everything I say a little bit based on the type of personality that I'm dealing with. Chris says he thinks highly of his phone and not straight to the point, says Chris. Yeah, so he does think highly of his phone. He said he paid $1,000 in the store. So it might be paid, and I'm also thinking that he's trying to talk it up to you, right? I actually like this. Some people, they get offended. Oh, this guy's going to want a lot. Let's be honest, Chris Crive. I haven't looked at any of the conversation, but he probably is going to want a lot. But I like that because if they're talking it up, guys, that means they're committed. And I'd rather be dealing with someone that starts off fairly committed to the conversation than someone that starts off fairly reserved and I got to work to bring them in the conversation. So I like that. I'm okay with that, right? There's a saying, it's something along the lines of, I'd rather have someone pissed off at me than have no emotion, because at least if they're pissed off, they're feeling emotion, and then you can kind of manipulate the emotion. Now, I don't know if that's going to necessarily fully apply. I don't know if it'd be good to get someone pissed off at you through Messenger, right? We actually try to do a lot of things to mitigate that, but it kind of proves a point a little bit. I have an iPhone X open, and then he says, please contact me. So it's kind of like he's doing a little pleasantries, right? What are pleasantries? Dear so-and-so, thank you so much, right? It might be something you might say if you're trying to get a job interview. Oh, thanks so much for reaching out to me, so-and-so. I appreciate it. I'm very interested in this job, right? Showing intent. You can almost use the script. I'm very interested in this job, and I was actually hoping you were going to contact me. I would love to set up an interview, right? So you could do something, all the best, Aaron Goldstein, right? So I have less 2 years of Apple Care, need cell for food. So he's kind of straight to the point. He's not using full sentences, but I'm getting the sense he's fully invested. Now he says, please contact me. So because he says, please contact me, I would reciprocate that pleasantry. So I would have said, hey, thanks for reaching out, Greg. And then I would have gone right into what you said. Now, you guys, someone here is going to say, Aaron, you said you're not supposed to say that. You said you're supposed to get right to the point. Well, the reason I would say, hey, thanks for reaching out, Greg, is because he says, please contact me. That's kind of it's kind of a pleasantry, so I'm reciprocating this feeling. I'm reciprocating this thing from my end. Hey, thanks for reaching out, Greg. And then I would dive right into it. You guys understand that? You guys see why I would say that? I got a one from Phil, and that's what I like. It's kind of starting off on the same page. I always start off on the same page. When I used to work at AT&T, some people would come in, and they are loud, and they're extroverted, and they're boom, 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 boom. some people come in and they're a little bit more reserved. So I'd be like, hey, thanks for coming into AT&T. How can I help you? And I'd blow their hair back where it almost might look like Felton's hair right now. It's kind of standing up, right? And they'd be like, hi, I was just looking at phones. And then I would change what I'm saying. Well, no problem, ma'am. I could definitely help you with that. Was there any phone in particular you were looking for? So I would kind of adjust myself to where they were, the tone, how they talk, little subtle things that they say. Like this girl that I bought this phone from, she was putting exclamation marks and LOL, so I was reciprocating the same feeling. So I would say, hey, thanks, Greg, for reaching out. And then I might do a, now Chris says, okay, it's a great phone. Chris, I sound like this, okay, Chris. Chris, throw that sucker. I don't like the okay. Because it's kind of like, he says, please contact me, which is him showing strong intent. He's showing intent in the conversation. So I want to show intent in the conversation as well. Hey, thanks, Greg, for reaching out. Showing intent in the conversation. Now, I do like that. That's a great phone, right? I like this a lot. And that's probably what I would say. It's a great phone, comma. Well, let's see. What did he say? He bought it at the Apple Store, right? So if he bought it at the Apple Store, it's probably unlocked. So I like what you said, though, to where you verified it was from the Apple Store. And Chris, guys, he did lead by asking a question instead of getting 3 pieces of information and he only got 1. So it's not bad, but it could be tweaked to be smoother and to start the conversation exactly where Greg started. Hey, thanks for reaching out, Greg. That's a great phone. You said you bought it from the Apple Store directly? Something like this, right? Something basically like you said, just to confirm that he got it from the Apple Store. Because if he got it from the Apple Store, guys, chances are it's unlocked, clean IMEI, right? Which means that we can pay significantly more for one of those. He goes, yep, made sure at Up Mall. Okay, awesome. Did he say the condition? I would ask the condition of it. I would have said, okay, great, comma. Any problems with it? I would have said, okay, great. Any problems with it? He didn't say if there's any problems. Did he, guys? Let's see. I would have got the price. Right? If it's got a little crack, if he says it's got a little crack on the screen, there goes $100+ for the phone. So and then Chris does, so we'll kind of keep moving forward. Awesome. I can give you $373 for it. I usually round up to 5. I'm not sure why he did 3, but I don't know if that'll hurt or not. I've never experimented with that. Open carrier. See, we need to reciprocate. He sent this big paragraph, so we need to reciprocate that a little bit. We still got to stay in their attention span, but because he might have a little bit longer attention span, he's writing all that out. It'd be better to reciprocate a little bit. Still not that bad, but we're not exactly on his wavelength. You guys see that? We're a little bit off. We're just a little bit off from his wavelength. Awesome. I can give you $373 for it. Can't do that. I paid $1,000 less than a year ago. See, the tone it would have been better if we were a little bit warmer. If we were a little bit warmer when we addressed this. We could still recover it, though. Can't do that. I paid $1,000 less than a year ago. So Chris says, no worries, it's a great phone. How much were you looking to get for it? I would have treated it like a level 2. No worries, it's a great phone. And to be honest, I need more iPhone X's. What were you looking to get for it? See, and the reason I would have done this is just because of where he was with this combo. He put a lot of effort into typing this out, so I want to reciprocate and show a lot of intent to let him know. I don't want him to feel like he wants to sell it, like I want to buy it less than he wants to sell it. I want to be on the same page. I want to be on the same page. There's nothing wrong with being on the same page. You guys see that? How much were you looking to get for it? 500. Chris says, no worries, it's a great phone. Because I buy and sell and need to make a little profit. What I would have done is I would have done the same offer, but I would have used a, what do we call those? I make up so many, guys, I create so many names for these different things. Hard offers, soft offers, right? Don't I call those soft offers? So I would have done a soft offer. I would have said, I would have tried to let him be in control a little bit now and try to get him to drop the price. This is still good, right? But I would have worded it a little bit softer to get him to chase me. So I'd have said, no worries, it's a great phone because I buy and sell them, need to make a little profit. Would you take any less if I made today with cash and run them down? Still not bad though. I mean, this is still not bad. It's still following the no worries, the intent, the excuse, the offer, and the benefits. Yeah, says, sorry, gonna have to pass. 500 is far. I can still make a profit at that price. See, so I would have showed, basically, guys, I would have showed a little bit more empathy. And it'd be better to show a little bit more empathy. No worries. All right. See, now, Chris Crichton, now we're getting somewhere. This is what I like to see. No worries. I could actually use some more X's. If I were to meet you today with cash, would you do any less than 500? See, so that's not bad. It'd still be better to do a little bit more of this in the beginning, but this is still not bad. Just because we probably would have gotten better reactions from him. I don't know what you mean by your personality coming through, Chris. I'm not sure what that means. I know you're not talking about. I know, Chris, that you care more about the money. Yeah, but Chris, if that's the case and I lose you money, then why would you keep doing that? That doesn't make any sense. You know, I got over 100 grand in my checking account now, so I could be an asshole all day and be the man, right? But I don't because I'd rather get the money. I can actually use some more X. I can do. Say, look at that, Chris. See. Guys, Aaron already knew this shit, all right, because I've done a gazillion of these. See, if we were to put this, you guys see this? If we were to put this up here, then he would have came down first, and then we could have worked something out with him, right? Then we could have kind of met him. It would have just been a little bit smoother. So give me a 1 in the chat if you see that. If we had put this here, now, Chris, I'm not expecting you to know this because now overall is decent. It's not bad, right? This is like I'm giving you the perfect scenario of exactly what to do of me going through, probably closer to 25,000 message negotiations. But showing a little bit more intent and a little bit more interest in the beginning, it would have just been a little bit smoother and might have been a little bit faster. But he came down, right? So I like that. Now let's give credit where credit's due, right? Chris is staying in the conversation. Chris is making multiple offers, right? He's still doing like the soft offer thing. It's good. I like it. He's staying on track. He's not saying, well, why don't you go sell it yourself? And he's not. You can do all that in person in face-to-face sales, but in Messenger, it messes up the whole thing, right? Like my dad, one of the things I was telling him about some of the things that I closed. And one of the things he said to me was, he goes, I told him how some of the customers want a lot for their phone. My dad said, have you ever thought about asking them like, well, I want to buy the phone from you. Could you tell me what justifies a $500 price point? See, that would be good face-to-face, right? When they're more committed, but not Messenger. Messenger, it's so short. My dad just does like face-to-face sales, right? So that's kind of what he's used to, right? But what we're doing is so short, and they got the small attention span, it's best to we just got to stick right to it. And Chris is doing that right here. I can do 425, still have service for the next couple of days, so I can show it works. All right. Let's see what, no. Oh, Chris, I like this. Chris, this is what I like. Chris, this is some good stuff right here. I really want to buy it. Showing intent. Guys, I got a pop question. Guys, I'm doing a pop quiz. Someone give me the structure for keeping a prospect engaged in the convo as you work on getting them down in price and make multiple offers. What's the process for keeping a prospect engaged in the convo as you work on getting them down in price and make multiple offers? Nolan says, Someone tell me something. It is a combo of showing intent and then, not all the time, but then following the outline of excuse, offer / asking them come down in price, and benefit. Now, we're not going to do each of these every single time because it's too much, but the main thing is intent. Always showing intent. Showing intent keeps them engaged. That's the number one thing. Yeah, you got to do a combo of this other stuff too, but showing intent is the number one thing to keeping them engaged as you work on them getting down in price. What is showing intent lines? Showing intent lines is, it's a great phone. I want to buy it. To be honest, I need more iCloud locked iPhone 4s with bad LCDs. All right, I was just being silly, but I was just trying to give an example. I need more iPhone X's, right? So, and notice that Chris is doing this. So let's go look at everything. No worries, it's a great phone. You guys see that? I could actually use some more X's. So Chris is very good at this intent line. And you guys see by the intent, he keeps the person engaged. I really want to buy it. And I can meet you right now or anytime. I like that, right? So he's showing intent. Love that, Chris. He's doing the benefits. I can meet you right now or anytime. So he's letting the guy know he can meet him now and give him cash so the guy can have money for food. Would you meet me in the middle at 400? Guys, that's a very good trick. We do it all the time here. Where what you do is you use some of these strategies to get them down in price, right? Is there any way you could do less if I met you? I'm summarizing it now. And then they come down in price, and then you're like, it's a great phone, and I want to buy it. You couldn't do, I do this a lot, and then I make the initial offer. You couldn't do $370 if I met you today, and then they would say no. Where is honest? I need more X's. I can meet whenever. So you're throwing these lines out, and you get them down in price, and then you do exactly what Chris says. Once you get them down to where you want, then you say, "Why would you meet me in the middle?" That's a very fair thing. Would you meet me in the middle? But it's a trick. It's fake. It's not real. Because it's not really meeting them in the middle. Because you're getting them down in price a lot, just to where you guys are a little bit off, and then you meet in the middle where it's good for you. And then usually, if you're offering correctly, you're probably offering a little bit less. You should be offering less than the max you can go to because, A, sometimes you'll get people that accept it and you'll make a lot more money. And then, B, it gives you a little bit of negotiating room. That way they feel like they got to win, right? He goes, okay, look at that. Love it. Okay, fantastic. Corner of Mayflower, where you want to meet? I really need to sell to feed my family. Right? And this is what Chris says to get people to come to him. So let's read it because obviously Chris has perfected this. Okay, I could meet you there for $10 an hour. I'm gonna gas money there and back of the phone. Chris doesn't have a car. So Chris is basically saying, if you let me take out a little bit of money, so give it to me for a little less. I'm gonna need it for gas because I'm gonna have to get there. Then Chris says the quicker option. So this is good because people remember the last thing. So he's making the more attractive option the last thing. And he's saying the quicker option. I like that. Quicker, more convenient. That's very good, Chris. Would be to meet you at full price. Okay, where do you want to meet in Gaston? I need an address for GPS. Beautiful. Chris, this is good. So some people ask me, Aaron, how do you get people to come to you? Do this right here, right? Just do this right here. Do this right here. Say, well, I could come to you, but, car takes a lot of gas, but you make the excuse, right? We know the excuse doesn't matter. So you could Could come to you for, but I would have to add on, you know, it would have to be for a little less because I need it for gas or blah, 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 or need it for a ride. Or the quicker, more effective option is if we could meet, boom, right? Boom, and there it is. Got the app. Beautiful, Chris. Love it. Fantastic. Not bad, Chris. Like that a lot. Woo! So not bad, Chris. A couple little tweaks, but not bad at all. And Chris got the deal. So what do you guys think? Thoughts, comments, questions? Yeah, soft and hard offers. Nicely done, says Wallace. All right, guys. So let's see. Let me go answer a couple other questions people just posted about, just because there was a couple other quick questions that we could all answer. So Brandon says, how do you follow up with old leads? So it's pretty simple. I wait a day or two, and then I say, hey, still have the phone. Say, hey, still have the phone. Them. Okay, great. Okay, great. And then just kind of go from there, right? So you just need to say something to get back in the conversation, and then it's just standard negotiating. So I'd say, hey, still have the phone? Hey, still have the XX Max? I did that today. I followed up with a lead today a few times that actually closed from a paid Facebook ad, which was fantastic. Made about $130. So, you know, I'm not complaining from David's paid Facebook ad thing. And I'll just tell you exactly what I said to her. We kind of went all over the place. It was, let's see. So I said, what's up? Still have it. That's how I started the conversation. I said, what's up? I sent that, and then I said, still have it, right? So I sent, what's up? Sent that, and then said, still have it. Or, hey, still have the phone. These are both great things. It just re-engages the conversation and gets it going again. And, guys, it's important to follow up. It's important to follow up, guys. People, they get busy. People, they get busy. Guys, they don't think about us that much. I mean, they got families. They got bills. Stuff's breaking down around the house. They got jobs. They got 101 things. You guys have busy stuff going on, right? I mean, you guys, if you're watching this, you probably got a bunch of stuff going on. Brandon says, how hard do you push in the reach out method? Is it still 5 offers minimum, or do you pull out a little sooner? I pretty much stay in there for the 5 offers. I mean, it's 3 to 5 offers, right? But it's still staying in there because you have to go through this process we just kind of covered. You got to go through this process of making multiple offers and working them down in price. And then the other benefit of this is it shows that you're committed. A lot of people are nervous that people are going to scam. They're not going to meet up. So by your sheer will of showing strong intent and staying in there, it shows them that, damn, this person's serious. This person's interested. This person, they want to buy my phone. So it's a very good thing. And then, of course, the worst situation is that they, you might have to follow up with them or they reach out to you later, but they'll remember you. So, yeah, the positioning doesn't. Now, the position is different, as I teach in the reach out method section. It's when you have an ad and they respond to you, you're in a position of power. They kind of know you buy phones. When you're reaching out to them, they're getting a lot of other messages usually, and they're in more of a position of power. And usually you're kind of coming from a frame of you being more invested than they are. So there's just different things you have to do, right? Like you don't make an offer, and I talk about this in the reach out section in the back office of Next Level. But like when you make the offer, you never say it's a great phone. You know, you would never say like, okay, great, I can give you $400 for it, because that doesn't make sense. It would be, it's a great phone. Would you do, $500 if I met you today with cash? So it's a little bit more, you're taking more of a frame of kind of being reserved because they are in a position of power because you are pursuing them. Does that kind of make sense? Now, you still close reach out deals all the time. I could probably make a living, guys, and pay all my bills just from the reach out method. I like the ads, so I do the ads. Ads are easy, but the reach out method is like a fantastic thing. Chris says, can I different on that one? Nope, no worries at all, Brendan. Yeah, Chris, willpower, says friend. Yeah, Chris, what do you got?
All right. So I asked him the question. He gave me the price after he laughed at me, basically. And then I used the line, would you go any lower, to get him to come down. And we're still $200 apart. And he asked me what would my offer be on the phone. So I'm wondering what you would say, basically, because I didn't want to give him an offer yet because he hasn't came down from the 800. And as of right now, technically my highest price is like $200 away from him. Price of where he's at.
So Chris asked a very good question. When you're really far apart in price, it's usually good to make these softer offers and try to get them down so you're closer, and then kind of use these harder offers as I can give you $500 for it. That's a harder offer. A soft offer is, would you do any less if I make the day with cash? Would you come down any more? Is there any way you could do this, right? It's kind of coming from a softer frame to where they're kind of in a position of power. Is that in the VIP chat?
Yeah.
All right, let me pull it up. Let me see.
I asked the question, like, so where it was like, I sent him the offer. He laughed. He was like, goodbye. And then I brought him back into the conversation by using what you teach. I didn't actually post the conversation.
Oh, you didn't post the combo?
Yeah, like, so I brought him back in by using like the level 1, 2, and 3. And then he was like, I want 800 for it. And then I used the line, like, I buy and sell for a living. I need to make a little profit. You want to come down any if I met you today with cash? And then he's like, what will you offer?
What's your highest offer, Chris?
600. I didn't know because I offered 500 first, so I didn't know the jumping from 500 to 600 was too high too.
It might be too high. Let's do this one. How does 565 sound?
Okay.
This way it gives us a little room to negotiate, but the way this offer is made is it's making an offer, right? Because some people, he might be he's either two types of people. He's one where he wants 800, he's not going to go lower, which he eventually will have to because the market's not going to pay 800 for whatever phone he has. Or he's trying to bluff to where he thinks he wants that much, but he'll accept less. So sometimes you do got to make an offer. So I would say this. How does 565 sound? So it's kind of in the middle, right? You guys see how this is in the middle? It's a hard offer, but you're using the word sound. The word kind of keeps him engaged a little bit. This is almost like a combo of both offers.
Then it keeps him in control, correct?
Yeah. So if he's kind of that type A aggressive personality, then it'll make it seem like you're not kind of controlling it and you're kind of letting him, you're going to be in control. You be in control. So that's what I would say. How does 565 sound? And then go from there.
Assuming that he says no, what would you say after that? Would you go 600 or hammer it a couple more times?
I'd hammer it a couple more because he's at 800, right?
Yeah. I mean, technically I could pay 650, but I don't want to make $100 on 650. And yeah.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to either.
I mean, it would go to a buyer, make $100, but yeah, it's not really worth it.
No, I understand. The higher the phone is, the more I want to make. Sometimes I just want to make a lot of money just because I like making money, guys. Cool. Let's see. All right, I've got a couple. Willpower, says Feldon. A couple people ask about wholesalers. So Roy, is Roy on this chat? Where's Roy at? Roy's on this chat, and Eric, I see you on this chat. So you guys asked about wholesalers. So let me know in the comments what you mean by a wholesaler. Let me know what you mean by a wholesaler, just so I make sure we're on the same page.
Hey, Aaron?
Yes.
I'm driving, so.
Hey, that's even better. What's going on, man?
I can't chat.
No worries.
I can chat by voice.
That's good. No problem with that at all.
Well, it's I've had a guy reach out to me local here, and trying to sell phones to me, but the price he's quoting, they're like, I don't know, 10 phones, 15 phones, but the price he's offering is, I can't make any money. It's basically the eBay price.
Okay.
There's really not a lot of room. For example, I think he had iPhone 6, I forget what it was, 6S's or whatever. You can get it for 140. He could sell them for me 160, 165. But by the time you put it on eBay and sell it, you're not making that you, or is that just you'd have to really sell it somewhere else besides eBay.
All right. So let me know. So help me understand what the question is. What can I kind of help clarify about that? It sounds like you just can't do the deal if he's wanting too much.
Are there wholesalers? The way this business works is onesies and twosies. So how do you find wholesalers that, and maybe they don't exist, maybe because they got to make their money, there's no real way to turn around and sell on eBay and also make money. I just want, what has your experience been buying from wholesalers? They say, Aaron, I got 10, 15 phones for you here, iPhone 6s, I'm going to give it to you for whatever price. What has been your experience buying from like bulk sellers?
Okay. Cool. So you're kind of using a wholesaler like bulk sellers, right? People that have phones in bulk?
Yeah, same word, yes, basically.
Yeah, cool. So it's the same thing with individuals. There's a percentage of them that I can buy from and get them down in price to where I can make money. And then there's a percentage of them that I can't. And the ones that I can, I don't. And the ones that I do, I do. So it's just kind of running the numbers. There's nothing really special about it. You just, appraise it on what you have. You try to get them down. And sometimes they come down. Sometimes they don't. And you buy the ones that you can make profits on.
Well, are they responding to your normal regular ads like somebody else, or do you have any kind of special ads put out there for looking for people like that?
No, they just respond to regular ads.
Okay. That was it. So you can make some money, just depends upon, negotiating with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and every now and then, you'll get people that are, like, there's this one guy, he contacts me all the time, but his stuff is, he wants more money for it, and I can't make a deal with him. But then every now and then I'll find someone, they get a bunch of phones, and they want really cheap prices, so I'm happy to meet up with them. So it just kind of, it's just basically what you're doing, the individual phone, just every now and then you can kind of, you'll run across, I don't want to say get lucky, because it's not really luck if you're running through a bunch of leads, right? And then every now and then you get someone that's got a bunch of phones. It's kind of just running the numbers.
Yeah, like for example, he called me and said, I got a really good deal on iPhone 5s. I got a really good deal. And I said, what's the deal? He says $50 a piece. I'm like, that's what they go for on eBay. So I don't know who he's selling to make that they could also, make money overseas probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I don't really know too much about that stuff.
Yeah. And the other end of it is there's some people out there that'll buy from us, right? Wholesale. There's like spreadsheets, but I'll buy this for this amount, iPhone 6, 7, whatever. So you kind of save the eBay fees, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot of us, we will sell to like direct buyers. So basically what they'll do is you can just send them a invoice through PayPal, and then they'll just pay you through PayPal, so you kind of know the price you're getting, because a lot of them have sheets, and then you don't have to pay the eBay fee. Now what they do is their price reflects minus the eBay fee. It's not like, I haven't found any. We could ask the team, you guys that sell to these the direct buyers on PayPal, have you guys ever found someone to pay the price of what they're paying on eBay? I never have. All the guys, and I get price sheets from like 10 different people. It's always usually the price the item's going for on eBay minus the eBay fees. And half the time it's even less than that. So half the time I'll just sell on eBay myself because, I'll spend 5 minutes to list an item if I'm going to make another 20 bucks. Belden says, nah. Wallace says, nope. Eric says, on occasion. All right, I guess Eric found someone good. I never have.
Well, if you sell to them, I guess you don't have to worry about eBay returns. You don't have to worry about stuff with eBay, and you know, you get the money. You know, if you have a good relationship with somebody, you know, that's another avenue, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be nice having them, especially if they have like a price sheet, because sometimes you can pay a little bit more for the phones. Like some of the iPhone Maxes, there's like a used Max that I bought, and I only made like 120 bucks on it. But I knew I was going off of the sheet that this guy had, so I was like, all right, I'll come up a little bit because I know for a fact that the guy will buy it, and after the fees and everything, I'll still make 120 bucks. But it's, you know, I didn't start doing that for a year. I was selling on eBay, making 30, 40, 50 grand a month, just completely on eBay. It's not like you need that or anything. It's nice to have, you know, once you get a couple of relationships like that, but it's obviously not needed at all. David Kosciuszko doesn't do any of that. He sells everything on eBay.
Yeah, okay, that was it. That's all I was kind of asking. Thanks, Aaron.
Cool. No worries, Roy. Good to hear from you, man. I'm glad I was able to answer that. And it's probably easier to chat on the phone anyway, right?
You got it.
All right, man. Cool. All right, you too, man. Let's see. Alex says, Chris Kripe says he has someone that pays more than eBay. So Chris has got a good connection then. Yeah, my guy sure doesn't. Alex says, I'm almost through my first month buying and selling. I seem to be learning what not to do the hard way. Any suggestions to help me really get to like 300 profit per week? So Alex is focusing on the basics. The first thing I would do is get up the ads up, right? You said you're getting like 30 plus leads a day now, right? Cool. And then how's your negotiating? So, sounds like maybe just focus on negotiating, spend time going through videos in the next level on just negotiating. If I were you, that's usually the main thing people have an issue with. I would spend an hour a day going through a video, an hour a day going through training in the back office of Next Level, watching one of these negotiating conversation breakdowns. You do that for a few weeks, you'll get very good at negotiating pretty quick. And then 30, 40 leads a day plus decent negotiating it shouldn't be that hard to do $300 plus a week, if not more in profit. Cool. No worries, man. Let's see. What other questions? Eric uses someone in Hong Kong, but I've used a few in the U.S. So, yeah, I mean, Chris says he's got a great guy. If you can build those relationships, guys, you build those relationships. They're obviously not needed, but, you know, if you get any bonuses, right, or get any things that help you out a little bit, you know, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Hey, Aaron, I have one other question for you.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I'm picking up 2 phones tomorrow. I got to meet up, a 6 and a 7 Plus. The 6, the person said it was in mint condition. So so I said, all right, that's cool. So today she got back to me saying that it won't power on. It's stuck. The power button's stuck or something. So my question is there a way for her to go into iCloud.com and unlock it, even though she can't get into the phone, so therefore it's no longer iCloud locked, and then, you know, give me over the phone, otherwise it's an iCloud locked phone?
Do anyone here know the answer to that? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if there's a way to do that or not.
Because I know if I go on my account, iCloud.com, I have like a couple different devices, and I think I can just select it. I don't think you have to be on that phone. That's my question. You can be maybe on an iPad. Well, anyway, see if anybody comes back on anything.
Okay.
What was the question?
Chris says, "Oh, go ahead."
Phone has no power, so basically, if they don't get on their account and unlink their Apple ID to that phone, it's going to be iCloud locked. Is there a way to unlock it without getting into that phone to like iCloud.com or some other mechanism?
My understanding is that they do need to go.
Oh, I think you can. I'll just answer here. I think what you can do is remove it on once it's like the phone, and then people will use that, but that's how that works.
All right, so it has to be connected to Wi-Fi, right? So we can get a signal to.
Yeah, I know it works if it's connected to Wi-Fi, like if the phone power is on, and you can remove it remotely from not that specific phone. So say the phone has like a bad digitizer or a bad LCD, but it's connected to Wi-Fi, you could then remove it. I'm not sure if that works for no power once it's connected to Wi-Fi or not. I think it does, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so it would be iCloud locked in that situation, right?
Right.
All right, I'll do some more research. I don't know, just maybe somebody come up with something on that one, but it may not. It may just, if it can't power it on, you can't either even remotely from another device like an iPad or another iPhone. You can't, unless it can get the Wi-Fi. You can't unlink it from the Apple ID.
Correct. It's got to be connected. The phone's got to be connected to the Wi-Fi signals.
I have a little bit of feedback on this. So I actually dealt with this recently. I had an iPhone 8 Plus that the screen needed to be replaced. The girl removed it remotely from her phone, and when I replaced the screen, her iCloud was still on. So I had to contact her, and then she just gave me the login, and I removed it like that. And I'm guessing the reason that happened is because it wasn't connected to Wi-Fi, like Chris just said. So I know it can be done remotely, but I think that there has to be some type of connectivity to Wi-Fi. Otherwise, it'll remove it from your account, but the device won't actually be wiped.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the wipe, but if it removes it from the account, then it's no longer iCloud locked. Then at some point, you sell it, somebody can do something with that phone because it's not iCloud locked. They could, repair it or whatever. But if you sell as iCloud, get it sold on eBay, it's iCloud locked, unless they have a special thing to unlock it, there's nothing they can do with the phone unless they're replacing components.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just assume it was iCloud locked because in my experience, the only way to get it removed is if you're able to connect the device to Wi-Fi or something like that, or connect it to a computer.
Okay, so no power phone is pretty much going to be iCloud locked unless they disconnected it before they lost the power, disconnected it from iCloud or logged off.
You could always run the IMEI to check it too, even though.
Yeah. Well, they had an iPad and I posted out there and it had that little chunk of iPad missing. I called it like the half-eaten iPad. So I just said, I can't do anything on the iPad, but I also buy iPhones and Samsung, and she came back with the iPhone 6 and 7 Plus.
All right, cool. All right, Roy. So we got to get going, but does that kind of help answer your question about that?
Thanks, Aaron.
Cool. All right, no worries, man.
Thanks, Felden.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna get going in 1 sec. Let's answer one more question. Destroy our phone and test it out ourselves. Arthur's a funny guy. And then Eric says, "Why don't we share the wholesalers?" So if you guys want to share the people you sell to, of course, you guys are more than welcome to do that. I mean, no one's holding anyone back from doing that at all. I got one more question real quick from Chris, and then I'm heading out. Talk to me, Chris. You got a question for me, Chris? Fast question, Chris. All right. Chris.
All right. I'm sorry. I was talking to ask my question while I was muted.
No worries.
So I said the line that you said. He put a laughing face. I was like, "It's a great phone. I want to buy it and could use some more XS Maxes with no issues. Could you come? You couldn't come down from 800?" And he said no. So
How many
what
offers have you made?
let's see. If you count the how does 565 sound, that's one. Two, because I've just been asking questions and try to get them down so far.
What type of phone does he have?
XS Max, Verizon, Unlocked 64. Well, I haven't asked gigabytes yet, so I guess I could do that.
Yeah, that's the gigabytes.
All right.
That's the gigabytes, and then try to make another offer. And then after one or two more offers, he seems pretty set. So I would just exit the conversation, but let him know if anything changes, you want to buy it. And what I would do is I'd say, well, I definitely want to buy it. I just can't do 800. So, but if anything changes or you're willing to come down and price, please let me know. I'd love to buy it. That way he gets the feeling that, all right, if he's willing to come down at all, he'll message you, not just come down to your price. So you have a higher chance of getting a message. And the first thing we want to do is get a message and get him in the door. Then we can start working on price again.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Cool. All right, no worries, guys. I'm heading out. It was great.